Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And thank you for coming, especially in Korea. It's nice to have you as a last chance before it's the end of the year. So, it's, no? Not yet? Soon? Soon, okay, soon, okay. Okay. Anyway, we should continue looking into the saga of Master Gunabhadra, an Indian monk who went to China, who went through a lot of bad conditions, as he put it, and see where Master YongHua is going. Huh? Aren't you curious? I'm so curious now. I couldn't wait all day. I said, I want to hear the rest of the story. Okay. Yes, 7. Did you have something to say? No? Okay. Yes, question from JC. That's a familiar face.
화면 켜줘. 안녕하세요. 마스터 임지윤혜선입니다. 먼저 마스터께 감사 말씀드립니다. 작년 연말에 남편이 위암으로 위 전절제술을 받고 6개월간 항암 치료를 받았습니다. 다행히도 지금은 많이 좋아졌습니다. 항암 치료의 후유증도 잘 이겨내고 지금은 식사도 잘 하고 걷기 운동도 하고 하면서 서서히 회복 중입니다. 처음에는 아주 심각한 상태인가 싶어가지고 염려를 많이 했었는데 마스터의 도움으로 무사히 잘 이겨낼 수 있어서 진심으로 감사드립니다. 그리고 무엇보다도 제가 감사드리는 것은 맨 처음 위안 판정을 받았을 때는 굉장히 충격적이었었는데 그 1년 과정을 겪으면서 생각 밖으로 남편도 그러고 저도 그러고 마음이 크게 흔들리지 않고 잘 그거를 견뎌낼 수 있었습니다. 마음의 평정을 유지할 수 있어서 정말 감사드립니다. 특히 마스터와 상가 여러분께 진심으로 감사드립니다.
먼저 여기까지 할까요?
네.
절실하게 들리네.
Hello, Master. This is Ipji Yuneson. I'd like to thank the Master. Last year, my husband has stomach cancer, and then he got the surgery. And now he's got chemotherapy, and then he's recovering now. And my husband overcome the side effect of chemotherapy, and he's doing well. And then he's recovering his health. So at first, when we heard that he has a cancer, we were very shocked, but we can maintain our mind peacefully because of Buddha's blessing.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
그리고 계속 해주세요 그러면.
네.
因为我们因为佛菩萨的
그래서 이제 제가 마스터께 조언을 부탁드리고 싶습니다. 어떤 것이냐면 마스터께서 말씀해 주신 대로 그동안에 대비참을 1년간 매일 새벽에 빠지지 않고 했습니다. 그래서 한 가지 지침은 지금까지 잘 지켜오고 있는데요. 또 다른 지침을 주신 것은 2시간을 연속해서 매일 앉아보라고 하셨는데 그거는 잘 실천을 못하고 있습니다. 시간 나는 대로 물론 잘 앉고 있기는 하지만 정기적으로 일정한 시간에 집중해서 2시간을 앉지는 못하는 이유가 시간을 내기가 사실 좀 어려워요. 1시간 정도 내는 거는 가능한데 2시간을 연속으로 내는 게 좀 어려워서 실천을 못하고 있습니다. 아침에 GCR을 할 적에는 마스터의 MP3를 틀어놓고 그것에 맞추어서 꽃 공양도 올리고 절도 하고 좁은 방이지만 이렇게 경행도 하고 하면서 그걸 꾸준히 해 나갈 수 있었습니다. 그렇게 기도로 하루를 시작하는 것이 아주 감사했고 또 저에게 많은 그 도움을 주었다고 생각합니다. 그런데 2시간 앉는 거를 못하고 있어서 그 GCR을 할 적에 그냥 결과부적으로 앉아서 2시간을 하면 어떨까? 그러면 두 가지를 동시에 할 수 있지 않을까 하는 생각이 한편으로 드는데 그게 과연 바람직한지 어쩐지 몰라서 마스터께 조언을 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.
I'd like to ask you one advice. So every morning for the last year, I started my day with great compassion, repentance. And last year, you gave me two instructions. One is to do great repentance, great compassion, repentance every day. And then the other one is sit 2 hours. But I try to sit as I can, but it's hard to sit for 2 hours because I don't have time. So every morning, while I do great compassion repentance, I offer flower, I do bowing, and I do walking meditation. And I'm really grateful to start my morning with this repentance, and it helps me a lot. So I'm wondering, is it okay to sit in full lotus while I'm doing great repentance? Then I can also sit for 2 hours.
사실만 전화. 재밌어.
It's better for you to go through to do the great compassion repentance the normal way, the usual way. Don't sit, because part of the repentance is to work on your sincerity. So it has to be bowing, has reciting the mantras and so forth. And therefore, it's better to just to follow the normal procedures. Okay? Sitting, crossing your legs is a different kind of practice, different kind of training. So what you do is, if you don't have enough time, then you should sleep less. And at first will be a little bit difficult for you, but once you get used to it, you will find that you can function just as well, if not better, with less sleep, if you meditate instead of sleeping. So I would not worry about it. How many hours do you sleep a night right now?
올려주긴 하셨어요.
5시간에서 6시간, 맥시멈 6시간 잡니다. 그래서 5시간으로 줄여보느라고 한 몇 달 많이 노력을 했는데 낮에 막 너무 졸리거나 이렇게 좀 너무 지장이 있는 것 같아서 내가 너무 나이 생각하지 않고 지나치게 하나 싶어가지고 지금은 그냥 5시간 반 정도 그렇게 잡니다. 근데 다시 한번 노력해 보겠습니다. 감사합니다.
I sleep 5 hours or maximum 6 hours. I try to reduce my sleep to 5 hours, but I realized that I too sleepy, and then I'm worrying that I'm too old. But I'm trying again. Thank you.
Yeah, you have to give yourself about a few months. It will happen sooner, but plan for struggling for a few months, and then you adapt, you adjust. You should have nothing to worry about. What you are probably worried about is whether you're getting enough rest or not. It turns out you'll find out that you will have plenty of rest. Okay, it's just the body is not used to it, and your health will be fine. Your health will suffer no serious consequences at all for sleeping less and substituting it with meditation. Actually will help you improve a little bit faster that way. Okay? Don't worry, you'll be fine. Okay? I tell you that right now, you'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. But the body will feel a little bit sleepy and the mind a little bit groggy at first, but you will overcome it.
Thank you, Master.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyone else? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. Last night lecture, you briefly talked about Bodhidharma at the beginning. So my question is, did Bodhidharma also bring Pure Land Buddhism from India to China?
He did not. In particular, his focus was not Pure Land Buddhism, because in order to transmit his role was to transmit the Chandama door to China. So that's why he spent most of his time training the second patriarch, Huike. But he didn't really lecture in sutras like Master YongHua when he did bring the Dharma here to the U.S. Master YongHua brought a lot more well-rounded, a lot more extensive, exhaustive Chinese Dharma here. That's why it took him so long. It took him 30 years to do it. Okay? And it was an incredible achievement, considering that he had really no support, virtually no support whatsoever. It was remarkable. Master Bodhidharma basically transmitted the high-end, the Chandama door, to Huike. And Huike was able to transmit it to the first few generations. I don't know what happened to the 5th generation, the 5th patriarch. I don't know what happened. But he turned out to be, to me personally, a disappointment. Okay? Patriarchs are not supposed to be like that in my standards. If you have patriarchs like that, who's worried about doing a mural of his life in his temple as part of his work, I mean, it's not that important. Okay? And to me, so that's why what happened is that the 5th patriarch, the disappointment, that's why the 6th patriarch came around and never really trained under him at all. Okay? He would not be influenced by the 5th patriarch. The 5th patriarch is basically an opportunity for the 6th patriarch to go and plant blessings at Mahayana with the proper Dharma. That's it. But he didn't need to be trained by the 5th patriarch. 5th patriarch didn't have much to offer. Okay, and so the Dharma that the 6th patriarch got, the Chan Dharma, wasn't from the 5th patriarch. But Huike got the Chan Dharma. The Chinese Chan Dharma was transmitted from India to China right there, where the great Master Bodhidharma transmitted the certain Dharma door to Huike, which otherwise Huike would not be able to get. It's through 9 years of being with Bodhidharma that the transfer took place, and finally it culminated with that certain teaching, okay, of the Chan Dharma door. So similarly, I don't know what happened to Master YongHua either. I don't know why he didn't transmit a certain teaching Dharma door to his disciples either. I don't get it. But then again, there's a lot of things I don't get. I'm no patriarch, that's why there's lots of things they do I don't understand. I just have a big mouth, that's all. So for our side of the pond, we putting more and more emphasis on a certain teaching, which I feel is the essence of the Chan Dharma door, the Chinese Chan Dharma door, so I'm trying to transmit it to the next generation. But we have so much work to do. Just all the technology, all the investments that need to take place. The last 16 years we've been doing this. Year after year, we kept on plowing more and more money into the technology and the manpower, and the help you've been providing us is incredible. And so we are expanding more and more. We are reaching out to more and more people, to more countries, and so forth. It's ongoing. And on top of it, I'm installing a structure in the Sangha here, American Sangha here, where they'll be trained very much like similarly like a corporation, where they'll be trained and to things will be broken down. There's a chain of command, there is division of labors, there's training of various levels and so forth. And we aim to replace ourselves, meaning that Master YongHua didn't teach his disciples how to train the next generation. I intend to change that. So, for example, I'm training people to train the third generation, meaning your generation at various levels, low level to high level. Okay? And training is done by doing, by on-the-job training. It's not any theory. It's just like Huike had to kneel behind Bodhidharma for 9 years to receive the training. It's no in-class scores at all. That's for babies. Okay, Huike was trained as a warrior. Every day he struggled. Okay, for 9 years, and Bodhidharma let him struggle for 9 years. And that's a typical Chan training right there. He struggled every single day with the thought of quitting. What am I doing here? He's not teaching me. He's ignoring me. He can't speak Chinese. You see, all the odds are against Huike, because you have no idea on what Great Master Huike has to go through to receive the certain teaching. And he suffered so much more than Master YongHua's disciples. Anyway, so that's why we are on a different kind of ladder, kind of tracks. We are much better organized, and we have more training, and we're very clear about our purposes. My purpose is to train all of you, all levels. Okay, and the training technology hopefully will be transferred to you. However, we cannot ignore the new people I have committed the sin, if Daniel put up with it, forgive me for using their language. I committed the sin of selection. I got rid of a lot of people early on and never gave people chances. The other night, someone came and started asking me a question. I cut her off immediately. I said, I have no time for this. I came back to my normal self, my brutal self. Okay, either you make the cut or you don't. So get out of my way. So that means that I will train the top level, and that means that you guys need to step up and offload the administrative. I need to train them to become warriors. Okay, warriors need support. Just like an army, we need supply lines, we need logistics, we need food, we need funds, we need all sorts of things. Okay? We're going to war against the demons. We're going to war against destruction. Yes, I know going to war is impoverishes the nations. We're going to war against war itself. We're going to war. Wars are manipulated by demons. So when we go to war against demons, actually we are helping reduce the risks of wars. Wherever we are, wherever we have temples, wherever we have a presence, we reduce the chances of war in the country. Okay, you see, so we quietly are going about our business, but I need you to step up. I need to train all of you to work as an entire army of warriors and support warriors, frontline warriors, vanguards, to second-line warriors, cavalry, panzers, artilleries, and so forth. And then you have, just the whole logistics and the whole army sort of things to fight and conquer the demons and keep them in check. So this is your chance to step up. Because we're all in this together. We are what we're doing impacts your children, your grandchildren. We should teach everyone the war impoverishes nations. Look at the history in mankind. Every single one, a tyrant started a war, he impoverished his nation for a long, long time. No one wins in a war. Okay, and the people don't realize wars are created, instigated by demons, demonic forces behind it. So that's why we we spread ourselves and go and colonize territories to provide safe harbors, to provide places where people can come and flourish and learn how to improve themselves and contribute to societies. That's what we do. We're very proud of it. We're not the kinds who will get your money and hide behind the four walls and be comfortable ourselves and only worry about ourselves. We put ourselves on the line. That's what we do. Okay, so learn to work together. We're getting better. At first, I have a bunch of losers who think so highly of themselves, and now, after 16 years, People are learning to work better together, appreciate each other, tolerate each other, realize that you all bring certain skill sets that have been developed over the years, okay? And you're there in the hierarchy for a reason, and you should understand that when you support your abbots, your vice abbots, that's how you're supporting me. So that it frees them from receiving more training to do their warrior jobs, to keep the demons in check. Who else is doing it? No one. Everyone out there is for themselves. They want to build their own temples and be comfortable, be famous. All our resources are to train people first, lay people as well, left home people. Take advantage of it while I'm still alive. I'm still able to do it. It won't be forever. Because again, I'm preparing to go to the Bahamas. You forewarned, I ain't going to stick around forever. When conditions ripen, my red car is available, and I have, everything I need. Enough money, like $1 million, I'm told. $1 million will make it. Will do. Then I retire. Let me tell you. I have no dreams of being famous and, and having a lot of disciples. You guys better step up. Okay? All right. They have no dreams of being famous and a great monk and so on and so forth. Zero interest. All right. Question from JC Panda Bear.
네, 마스터 미리 보낸 이비 전희준님 질문입니다. 감사합니다, 마스터. 저는 불법과 마스터를 만나기 전에 아직도 멍청하지만 더욱 멍청해서 매우 오만했습니다. 가족관계에서 온 비극적인 환경을 그런대로 잘 버텨냈다는 자기 위로와 나보다 좋은 삶을 살고 있는 것 같은 사람들에 대한 열등감이 뒤섞여 스스로를 나은 사람이라고 생각하였습니다. 기억을 돌이켜보면 도움을 청하는 사람들을 도울 때면 그들을 위하는 마음 한편에 멋대로 상대를 낮추어 보거나 판단하는 오만한 마음이 자리하고 있었던 것이 느껴집니다. 수행을 하는 지금도 절의 일을 돕거나 하는 중에는 생각이 많이 줄어들었지만 사람들 앞에서 이야기하게 되거나 도움을 주고자 할 때는 생각이 없다가도 점차 상기되며 자신을 뽐내는 오만한 마음이 올라오려는 것이 느껴집니다. 그리고 그런 마음이 드는 것이 옳지 않게 느껴집니다. 이 때문에 겸손이라는 것에 대해서도 생각해 보았으나 자기 비하와 겸손의 차이를 모르겠습니다. 이런 생각을 어찌 다스릴 수 있을지와 겸손이란 무엇인가에 대해 질문드립니다. 이상입니다.
This is a question from EB Chun Hee-jun. Before I met Dharma and Master, I was very stupid and very arrogant. Of course, I'm still stupid. I thought I'm a better person because I overcome the difficulty from the family relationship. And at the same time, I also have a self-inferiority that to the person who is better than me. And then when people ask me help, I'm trying to help, but at the same time, I felt arrogance, and I look down upon them. While I'm doing practice, my thought reduced a lot, but still, when I talk with people or when I'm trying to give help, my arrogance arises in me, and I thought it's wrong. So I don't know the difference between the humility and self-inferiority. Could you give me some advice how to deal with this arrogant mind? And then could you explain what is the humility?
Oh, I didn't quite get the kigeri. What was it again?
Could you explain
Repeat the question in English. The last two sentences.
Could you explain me how to deal with my arrogant mind? And then could you
Other one mind, okay?
arrogant mind?
Other one mind. So it's the Turkey president. Okay, okay, fine. Other one mind and
Explain me humility.
humanity. Okay. Other one and humanity. Okay. Other one is a despot. He's in power too long. You cannot trust people who insert themselves into, emperor type of position. Okay? This is a presidency, meaning you're supposed to be elected. And this guy here, he's in order to assert control over the country, he's buying off a lot more people. That's how it happens. Okay, the emperors of old were emperors because he bestowed favors upon his supporters and killed all his enemies. That's how emperors function. How do we get into other one again? And humanity. Humanity is the backbone of Mahayana. Namely, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not answering your question, please correct me. Don't let me go off on a tangent. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. I believe the Hankook translator meant to pronounce help with arrogance and humility.
Say what? Shorty, is that Shorty the translator? Okay. Oh, thank you for the clarification. Shorty, is that correct? Is other one and humility?
Peter is right.
Peter's right. What is it? What did you say again? Yes, 7.
Master, why did I hear it's a sense of self-inferiority and humility?
Me too. The first one is inferiority. And I say, inferiority? I don't understand inferiority. I'm too arrogant myself. You asked the wrong guy. But you ask about arrogance, I can talk about it. Arrogance happens because your mother and your father felt that you are very special and that you are superior. Okay? Okay? Tell me of the parents, any parents who do not feel that way. So we bred arrogance into our little brains when we were younger. All you have to do is go to Gold Forest. There's a small boy there who looks at everyone that way. This boy here is barely 3 years old. He looks at everyone and says, "Why are you such losers?" Okay? So arrogance is, and not only because the fault of your parents, but also the fault of your parents' parents. And it goes way back there, okay? Because why are they at fault? They're at fault because they have an ego. They like waffles. Okay? So if you practice Mahayana, you practice Buddhism, you receive spiritual training from us. What we try to do is to beat up on your arrogance until you can't take it anymore and you run away. Okay? So if you run away, you're still arrogant. Okay? Your arrogance grows. If you don't run away, the arrogance diminishes. You become less arrogant because it hurts. You're learning, you're being conditioned. When your parents taught you to be arrogant, they reinforce your arrogance. When we teach you about arrogance, we beat up on you every time that we have a chance to teach you the lesson. Arrogance hurts. Just like the demons. The demon destroy your neighbor, but the demon try to come here and destroy me, get in my way. I would teach him a lesson. You get in my way, it hurts. Okay? So that's what we do. If you're arrogant, you're welcome here because join the club. We are all very arrogant, more than we'd like to admit. Okay? However, although we're very arrogant, we're fighting each other, we're beating up on each other so that we all become less arrogant. Okay, so as long as you hang in this club of very arrogant people, you become more humane. I mean, humble. Okay, so you become humble because of two reasons. Number one, you first have to learn that to be arrogant is undesirable. Your parents taught you, conditioned you into believing to be arrogant is desirable. We're doing just the exact opposite. You're arrogant, we beat upon you to remind you that it's not that beneficial. It's not that good to be arrogant. That's called, was it some kind of reinforcement? Arrogant reinforcement? Is it negative reinforcement or positive? Negative to me. Okay? And it's a natural thing. If you become less arrogant, then you become more humble. So that's the first aspect of it, meaning that by reducing your arrogance, your ego shrinks. Okay, you're more humble. And the other side of it is that not only do you have to be reminded brutally of your arrogance, we are also kind of demonstrate to you, prove to you time and time again, you're not that special. I mean, are you very special occasionally only? Okay? Because you keep on failing. Huh? You fail constantly. Your parents reinforce your arrogance by pointing out your successes, your achievements. Whereas we remind you of that you should be more humble because we point out your flaws and your inadequacies. So that's how you become more humble. As to being more humane, we like to think we're humane even though we're brutal. Yes, 4.
What if your parents don't point out your successes, but they point out your mistakes often?
Your what?
Your mistakes, and they point them out often.
Then your parents have real wisdom. Do not leave them. Don't run away from home, honey. Cherish them, nurture them. When they get older, take care of them. Yes, 2.
Thank you, Master. I was wondering about kindness among people. Is it necessarily a function of samadhi? Because I notice some people, they have kindness on the streets, and then obviously bodhisattvas have kindness, but I don't see necessarily a function of samadhi there.
No. Lots of people have samadhi, but they're not kind. Okay, kindness has to be baked in. Like when you do the barbecue, you paste it with the barbecue sauce. Are you hungry? Sorry. For some reason, I'm thinking of food tonight. This guy is like, tomorrow is your last day? You can tell he's been fasting. He's not. I'm miserable. I don't like it. So, what do you have a craving for? Just water. Huh? Coconut water. That's very smart. You can have coconut water right away. Okay, we get you some coconut water. What time tomorrow? Yeah.
I was going to say, we do have some Vicky bought us some, so.
Oh, they're spoiling you. That's too humane. So what happened is that kindness has to be taught. It doesn't happen naturally. That's part of the wisdom training. The people who only go to temple to meditate and recite mantras and recite sutras, that development, because I looked at my master's temple, so I was there for years, and that's what I learned, that kindness and compassion need to be taught, need to be reinforced, need to be practiced. So that's why instead of us eating lunch quietly and being in samadhi, what would we do? Reach out and be kind and compassionate to each other, the others. So Instead of practicing samadhi during lunch, like in most Asian temples, they say we are true cultivators, we don't talk. When we eat lunch, we're eating in mindfulness. Some also go to the extreme of counting how many times you're supposed to chew. Nem bok de gua. Oh, nonsense. We gab, we talk, we laugh, we connect. Why? Because especially you are different levels, so you are different cultures, so therefore it's a chance for you to connect and learn from each other. And also in particular, you don't know how important it is for you to talk to newcomers. Newcomers feel better because you are scary. This is the impression of the temple you go to, especially my master's temple. Everyone has some samadhi power and they eat you in samadhi. And who are you? You look like an idiot. It's not for you. Okay? So that's why kindness has to be trained, has to be taught, and has to be practiced. And that's what we do. How do we get to kindness? Okay. Yeah, with kindness. Why kindness? Let's stick to arrogance. Yes, 8.
Oh, thank you, Master. I recently learned from a friend that kindness only exists in California once you cross south into the San Diego County border.
Now, that's not spread any rumors. I thought kindness started in Japan or in China right here. I never realized that panda bear has such good teeth. Has no cavities whatsoever. I said, wow. And then what are those round things? It looks like baozi, huh? All of a sudden, I'm so hungry. How about you? Can't you? I can't stand it. The last days are the worst. He's so close. Yes, too.
Yeah, I was wondering, what is that in the panda's left hand? Is that a Vajra pestle? It's a soda? Oh.
The what?
She said it was a soft drink. It looks like a pestle.
It's a scroll. Yeah, nonsense. Don't believe her. Yeah, don't believe her. She's no panda bear expert. You should not, I don't know what's the matter with you. It's just like internet. You read anything on internet and you believe it, right? I always select where does it come from? Who is this person? Who is the author? And you look at her, you see a panda bear expert or not? That's a scroll. Yeah, that's the secret kung fu thing. Yeah, and look at all these good teeth, perfect teeth. Okay, sorry. Going back to comment from JC.
Hello, Master. I think there's something lost in translation, so here's a comment. The person who asked you the question is a young lady who has shaking young lady, Korean lady Hee-jun.
There's so many of shakers over there.
I know. She's one of the worst.
They're all young too.
Yeah, that's true. She's the one that has very pale skin and she shake a lot. She has some.
You all have pale skin.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. So anyway, the question, the translation above the question, there's something lost in there. So the question was, so she feels like she's arrogant that after she started cultivation, but now her question is, what's the difference between self-doubting, self-undervaluing, and humility?
Oh, not arrogance, complex and inferiority and humility. Complex and inferiority is that you feel you're not worthy of it, okay? You're no good. Humility is that you are no good. That's a difference. I'm distracted by all those buns. I have a hard time concentrating now. Anyway, so what's complex and feeling your complex inferiority, feeling you no good, and humility is that you know no good. We're not talking about humility, fake humility of the Asians. No, I'm not. This is Chinese. No, I'm really not that good. I'm really no good. But that's all fake, right? Chinese, Vietnamese, I see that in them. No. Please. I have this Chinese friend, and he would shake hands. He said, I would stick out my hands to him, and he would go like this because his hands has to be below mine. So Chinese. Do Chinese people do that? It's an act of humility. I'm you better than me, you on top. Anyway, yes, 3.
I remember when I was little, there was a neighbor, this elderly gentleman. Every time he go upstairs, he insists he walked ahead of his wife, so he's taller. So when go downstairs, and he has to be behind his wife, so he's again taller.
He must be short, huh? Okay. So what happened is that when you feel that you inferior, okay. First of all, the thought inferiority is not necessary. It's a thought. We practice Chan to generate no thoughts. So the thought arises, you're no good. It's just a false thought. You can ignore it. That's simple. Okay? Humility is a state of mind. You don't even think. Okay, you're humble because you feel that there's no need. You don't feel it's a lack of the thought that says I'm superior. So that's right there is a core difference. The complex, the people with complex inferiority, every time it happens, they strike a thought, I'm inferior. I'm not as good as him. I'm not as good as her. I'm not as good as a pale face. The pale face is not as good as, and so forth. Okay, so the thought arises that I'm inferior. Whereas humble people, there's no thought arising. They simply say, hey, the thought of being superior doesn't even arise. Did I answer the question? Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. We have YouTube questions, but first I would like to express my gratitude across English, Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean YouTube channels. I believe tonight is a new record. We have nearly, or at least 70 people watching right now.
Wow. Nice. Must be Gunabhadra story.
And if I may be so bold, if each person who's watching live liked the video, then we would have 70 likes on today's Dharma talk, which would also be a record, I believe, in everyone on YouTube. Thank you for your support.
Wow. All right.
From Leo, question. I'm planning to do my first full-time Chanchi tomorrow at JMT.
Whoa, nice.
I'm guessing this is from 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. midnight. It was very hard for me to take one day just for my practice at the temple, so I want to make the best out of it. Is it better for me to challenge long sit instead of following the schedule? And if I follow the schedule, is it better to meditate without reading Master Shenhua or listening to Master's lecture whole day? I haven't done meditation that intensively before, and I'm so excited to participate in the Chanchi. Thank you, Master and the Sangha, for setting this up.
Okay. Oh, that's great. You're able to finally participate one full day. That's very good. What happened? Did your husband go away somewhere? But tomorrow is the last day of the first day over there. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, right? But it's Friday over there right now. So tomorrow is Saturday, which is New Year's Eve for them. Okay? Do you plan to sit? Yeah, tomorrow Friday. You are right. But Korea, Saturday. Okay. So you, I suppose you plan to have a drink for New Year's, right? Yeah. Never mind, I got distracted. Whatever you feel is more challenging for you. Okay? Typically, you try something like that to push yourself. The objective for the Chanti is to push yourself to the point of exhaustion and still not rest. That's how tough we are. That's called Chan, warrior training. Okay? And that's how, that's the spirit of the Chan. You push yourself and push yourself and push yourself. Okay? To the breaking point. And you're young, and therefore you can push yourself. And that's the main thing. So if you find, for example, yourself to be unruly and not follow the rules, then force yourself to follow the rules. Okay? Follow the schedule then. For you, following the schedule is not an issue. Okay? Then go for something more difficult. Meaning that, sitting for an hour and then getting up is too easy for you, then don't get up. The whole point of this is to challenge yourself. Push yourself a little bit more. Not for her, but for those of you here, that's the spirit of the Chanchi. I learned that the Chanchi, there's a Chinese gentleman earlier in the first half here at the Wei Mountain Temple. He used to go to a famous temple in China religiously every year, and they have a very strict schedule. They sit for an hour, get up for, I think, an hour or something, and they walk for an hour or something like that, and you don't get up, they will beat you up. Okay? That's, to me, it's nonsense. Just my personal opinion, my personal preference. They don't understand the concept of the qi. The qi is that the way we push you, the way we train you is to push you and push you and push you. Okay? Because you're supposed to get exhausted, whether it's fasting, that's what fasting is still Chanchi. Think about it. Okay? When you push yourself to the exhaustion, to the point of getting exhausted, that's Chan right there. So if you push yourself. If you cannot force yourself to sit like that, then you don't like to, have a mental block, you cannot cross your legs like that, then go into fasting, then you'll be forced, okay, to push yourself because you can't quit. Okay, so that's what happens. We have all sorts of Dharma doors for you to push yourself. That's Chanchi. Now, the lesser people who they need some form of structure, they would have to follow 1 hour sitting, 1 hour walk, whatever, or 20-minute walk, whatever. It doesn't matter, and because they need to regiment their mind, and that's fine. Okay, but that's for the lesser people training. For me, I don't have a Chinese history. I'm not Chinese, so therefore, I find that the Chinese style of training is too slow for me. Okay, and especially, I look at the results. You can talk all you want. I look at how the Japanese train the people, the Chinese train the people, how Xu Yun trained his people, what he instructed them, what Master Hsuan Hua explained to his students, what the schedule that they go through and so forth. And finally, ultimately, I look at it, how far did they get? That's what matters to me. Okay, the bottom line in America is that what is your level of samadhi you can reach through these methodologies. For example, the Chinese, the Asians say, Hua Tou is advanced Dharma door. You know what? I met a lot of people who practice Hua Tou, and they didn't get very far either. And it's too slow for me. Okay, so for me, I'm very Americanized. I look at the results. You can talk all you want. Okay, so for this particular lady here, she should push herself. Okay, try your best. Push yourself. Okay. Yes, 3.
I'm reading a question from YouTube from Pingden Qingjing. She said, Master, Mandy has this question regarding her fast at the Wei Mountain Temple. And then it's in Chinese. 能入境当然可以把任何东西停下，如果不能入境，身体有何影响？Translation. If you can reach the state of quiescence, sure, you can put everything in pause. If you cannot reach the state of quiescence, what would be the influence of my body? And then, Pingden Qingjing continues in English. She was also considering that Mandy to go home already, even though this is her first day. She wasn't sure to stay or go home after the talk. Master, please help.
So which people said the Ru Jing is important? You can quote something. Who said Ru Jing is important?
Mandy is here just sitting there.
Who says Ru Jing is necessary? Don't go there, you're wrong. Okay, next. It's nonsense. Thinking too much. TNT. GMT.
Master, I have a question about the Pure Land practice. So, if the people who get reborn in the One Yin Palace, do they have to get to stay up single-mindedness of the Buddha name recitation to be able to leave the palace and see Amitabha Buddha?
I don't know. I have no interest in such people. Once you get to the Pure Land, it's none of my business. My job is not to decide or influence what happens in the Pure Land. It's out of my jurisdiction. You're asking the wrong guy. Call Wan Yin and find out. Okay? I'm very focused, laser focused. I need to conserve all my energy to teach you how to go to get there by yourself or bring people there. That's my job. But I'm not here to teach you about what happens in there, what happened in my, Master YongHua's empire and that kind of thing. You find out yourself. I'm only recruiting. Okay? Just join YongHua Nation. United States of YongHua Nation. And there's, the Korean states, the Vietnamese states. There's, all sorts of, subdivision, yeah. And we have tacos, and we have kimchi, we have, we're collecting all the recipes. Okay, and of course, pu'er tea will be plentiful. Okay, so don't ask me about that. Ask me how to get there. Maybe I help. When you ask me what goes on there, I have no interest whatsoever. It's the Buddha's jobs, not mine. Okay, whatever he wants to do with you, whatever he decides to do with you, none of my concern. Okay, anyone else? Okay. Shall we continue with this fantastic story? I know you've been holding your breath for so long. Hurry.
Now, 以后啊，在这儿住啊，又在这个有个地方叫凤凰楼，凤凰楼的西边呢，到了一个寺院。
Later, he lived there. There was a place called Phoenix Pavilion.
到了一个庙。
To the west of Phoenix Pavilion, the emperor built a temple.
这庙造成了，有很多的比丘来到这个庙上来住啊。
After the temple was built, many bhikshus come to live in the temple.
是啊，到半夜的时候就常常有人来叫门。
But at midnight, often someone came to call the door.
这个比丘在这个房里睡，就有人来叫他的门。 然后他们
For example, a bhikshu was sleeping in his own room. Somebody called at his door.
人出去一看，没有人，常常这样。众人呢都认为是有魔鬼，魔鬼在这儿搅乱道场。
He went out to have a look, but nobody was there. It happened so often. The assembly thought there must be demons. The demons were disturbing the way place.
这位摩诃衍法师啊，听见一般人这么样讲呢，他就点着香来祝愿。祝愿呢，就说
Dharma Master Mahayana heard the assembly saying this, so he lit an incense and made a wish. Making a wish, he said,
Your prayer. Like you pray to God. 祝愿 is like praying to God. Yes. Continue.
你们各位啊，在这儿住的很久了，离这儿啊很有缘的。那么现在我到这个庙啊，你们要
You lived here for a very long time and had close affinities with this place. Now I built this temple.
是能在这儿住，就做这个庙上的护法善事。要不能，
If you can live here, please be the Dharma protector of this temple.
And a good spirit.
Please be the good spirit of this temple.
在这儿住呢，你就请你们各自随便，不要在这儿啊给那个修道的人呢添麻烦。
If you can't live here, you may do as you please, but do not trouble the cultivators.
他说了这话之后，祝愿完了之后，咱们就有
After he said that, after he made the wish,
出家人、在家人有十几个人，就在这个同一的晚间，这都啊做了一个一样的梦。这梦什么呢？这梦见呢，
some left-home people and lay people, over a dozen of them, had the same dream at the same night. What was in their dream?
不知有多少啊，这鬼呀，鬼呀也都担着行李，拿着他东西就搬家。
They dreamed countless ghosts carrying their luggage, taking their belongings, and all moved away.
由此之后呢，再没有人来叫。那这位法师有一年的正月间， 他身体就有一点觉得有一点毛病。
Thereafter, nobody called at the door anymore. During the first month of 1 year, this Dharma master felt a little sick.
就像那个宋朝的皇帝和这一些个官呢，给他告辞，报价。
So he bid farewell to the emperor of Song and the officials. He asked for a leave.
报价完了之后，那有是接上家谱做，入了涅盘。他入涅盘这个时候，他75岁。
After that, he sat in full lotus and entered nirvana. When he entered nirvana, he was 75 years old.
这位法师，本来是个外道的儿子，外道家庭，但
This Dharma master, originally he was the son of an externalist's family.
是他出家之后，把他父亲、母亲都度皈依三宝，因为他出。
But after he left the home life, he crossed his father and mother to take refuge with the triple jewels.
出家之后，他父亲、母亲知道他出家了，就常常叫他回去，叫他回到家里去见一见面。
Because after he left the home life, his father and mother knew he left the home life and often asked him to go back home.
他就说，他写封信。
They asked him to return home to meet with them, so he wrote a letter.
在这时候，他已经受了比丘戒，受了菩萨戒，受了十一戒。
At that time, he already took the bhikshu precepts, bodhisattva precepts, and novice precepts.
他写封信给他父亲、母亲，就说你们啊，
He wrote a letter to his father and mother. He said,
我还是守着这个外道的法，我就是回到家去见你们也没有什么意思。
If you continue to uphold the externalist's Dharma, even if I go back home to meet with you, there will be no benefit.
你要能有皈依三宝呢，咱们随时都可以相见。
If you can take refuge with the triple jewels, then we can meet often.
他父亲、母亲听见他这么样一讲，于是乎也就很受感动，你看，就都改邪归正。
His father and mother heard him saying so. They were very touched, so they changed their deviant ways and returned to the proper ways.
外道法都不修，皈依三宝。 佛教特质。
They stopped practicing external dharmas, took refuge with the triple jewel, and become Buddhists.
你们想一想，这个法师以前没有什么智慧，以后修行开智慧，又能把它。
Think about this. This Dharma master didn't have much wisdom before. Later, he cultivated and opened wisdom.
父亲、母亲度的信佛，把外道的这种知见都改变。
He also crossed his father and mother to believe in Buddhism and changed their views as externalists.
所以呢，这一位法师也很值得每个人向他学习。学到的都应该自己找一个榜样。
So, this Dharma master is worth for us to learn from. Cultivators should find a role model yourself.
一个榜样，就是要找一个好的榜样。咱们照这个好的榜样去学习。
Role model means that finding a good role model and learn from this good role model.
那不好的呢，我们就上个戒；好的呢，咱们就效。
The bad ones, we can take them as precept masters. The good ones, we imitate them.
所以，咱们看哪一个大德高僧，是我最欢喜，我最明白，咱们就学哪一个。
Whichever great virtuous eminent monk is my favorite, whom I admire the most, then we shall learn from that one.
不是听完了就没有事。
Excuse me.
所以要特别注意。
God bless you.
We can't just listen to their stories, and that was it. You should pay special attention.
It's okay. No, I'm fine. No. I'm looking for something else.
这个房子，他说见贤思齐矣，见不贤内自省也。
Confucius said, when we meet a worthy person, we should think of equaling them. When we see an unworthy person, we should turn inward and reflect on ourselves.
这就是善 可以为法，不善可以为戒。
That is, the good person can be the Dharma, and the bad person can be a precaution.
我们见这好样子的，我们就要和他看齐，和他一样。这个不好的样子呢，咱们就不要和他一样。
When we see good example, we should follow the suit and be like him. When we see bad example, we should not be like that.
所以修行啊，在没有明白佛法以前，可以随随便便的，什么都可以做。明白
Therefore, cultivation, before knowing the Buddha Dharma, you can do whatever you want.
佛法之后呢，就不可以太随便了。
Isn't the burger flavor? No, I don't want burger flavor.
Once you understand the Buddha Dharma, you can no longer be too casual.
时时刻刻要很小心、很谨慎。入林深远，入佛兵。
We should be careful and cautious at all times, as if standing upon the edges of an abyss or treading on ice.
就好像啊，泡在那深的水里。如果你不小心呢，就会淹死。
It's like going to deep water. If you are not careful, you could drown.
就好像在那个薄冰上走，你错迈一步啊，就会掉到水里去。修行就是这样。
It is also like treading on ice. If you take one wrong step, you can fall into the water. Cultivation is like that.
就是这个高僧，高僧是从矮的地方走到高的地方。
In case of an eminent monk, a high monk walks his way from low to high places.
不是啊，他一出家就是这个，那是一点一点修行成的。
He wasn't an eminent monk as soon as he left the home life. He succeeded by cultivating little by little.
咱们修道的，别的那个，一点一点的往上修。
We cultivators should be like that as well. We should cultivate upward little by little.
不要认自己的性，说我欢喜怎样就怎样，那不可以。那么必须要 恒常恒修诸己。
Do not be wishful and do whatever I like. You can't do that. One must always turn inward and reflect on oneself.
常常回光返照，常常问问自己：我今天呢怎么样？
We must always return the light to illuminate inward. We must always ask ourselves, how do I do today?
Okay. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. It's year end, folks. We have a lot of things to do. Close out the books. Excuse me. Don't think we can finish it tonight, but we get started. Where were we? See, we went so far. 68, and we went to 100. That's excessive. Okay, so there's a Phoenix Pavilion where he lived, and there's some kind of ghost that haunted the place. And so he prayed. Okay, he prayed. He realized there's some ghosts causing trouble. So he says, "Don't cause trouble. You know, this is where now is my place. So please have some respect." And it worked. A lot of people had the dreams that, like a dozen people, countless ghosts carrying the luggage. I didn't realize ghosts have Samsonite. You know, amazing. I look at this and wow, the ghosts are so advanced nowadays. They probably carry AR headsets as well. Carrying luggage, taking the belongings, and all moved away. It's just one simple thing, which is kind of gentle when you think about it. He's a guy, I like him. He's very gentle. It reminds me of a story. We at the Hayway Mountain Temple in the women's bathroom. We have auto flush, right? And one stall flushes constantly, right? How often during the day? Once in a while, you know? Especially when I come over for lunch and then you could hear the toilet flushing. And so Qin basically covered up the auto flush, right? The sensor. It's still flush, right? No more? So what happened is that some kind of ghost would flash in front of auto flush, create a shadow, and then it would flush. And he's chuckling. He said, "Oh, I'm afflicting all these people, especially Xian Tong, who's hates it. It kills her when you waste water." So what did I do? I did nothing. See how far she would go. And what did you do? You threaten them, or you pray to? Did you behave? Talk to him like? See, so Xian Tong finally figured out. She blocked the sensor, taped the sensor. So now I spend money, $100 per sensor. And now the women who goes and use a particular toilet stall, they have to use a manual flush and catch COVID-19. JC.
Hello, this is question from internet, Korean channel. His name is Songbong. This is your young Korean disciple previously a Catholic guy that you met many times.
Yes.
He has a question. Thank you for letting me asking a question, Master. Does faith or trust, the faith or belief, maintaining the faith, is it related to merit and virtue? For example, if I faithfully and sincerely follow Buddha, does it have any relation with merit and virtue?
Yes. Very good. You got it. DTT.
Oh, yes, Master. I just wanted to make a correction that those sensors are about $500 each.
贤宗 you are wasting my sensors. It's $500 per sensor. But then she says, but then you're not wasting water. That's all that matters to me. Okay, I hear you. Okay, anyone else? Okay, thank you, Master Xianqie. Damn you do, damn you don't. I mean, what can you do? And then, so what happened is that the ghost would trigger the thing, and she blocked it. And then one day the old monk came, right, and he heard about it, right, and so he walked to the toilet, the women's bathroom toilet, and he said, "Behave yourself." And did it work? Jiantong says, I don't know for sure, but I'm not wasting water. So that's what monks do. They talk to them nicely. I didn't do anything because I wanted to see how you're going to solve the problem. Anyway, yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. Can a bad spirit has a chance to be a good spirit?
Yeah. The bad spirits, and they hang around here long enough, they become good spirits. The bad spirits who hang around bad places, they become better. I mean worse, not better. Okay? So they change because they want to change. They change because they feel it's to their benefit to change. If they have no respect for you whatsoever, why would they change?
So this spirit.
So that's how you change people. You change people because either they respect you or they feel it's beneficial. They gain the benefits. So these ghosts, for some reason, it's not clear. He has enough virtues for him to ask them nicely, and they left. Okay? You don't have to fight all the time. Yes, DTT.
A Di Đà Phật. Vấn đề cái cầu Red Room đó, thì bên cầu Nam nó cũng có một cái, 2 cái, mà có một cái nó không dội, nó muốn dội lúc nào nó dội. Được chưa? Nó giờ muốn dội lúc nào nó dội thì con thấy trong Kinh Lăng Nghiêm nói một người chết đó, họ chết thì họ claim cái cây hoặc là tảng đá hoặc là cái gì đó làm thân của họ. Trong Kinh Lăng Nghiêm có nói rõ cái đó. Thành ra con mới thấy cái cầu Nam tại chỗ đó mình vô thường hơn, con không có can thiệp bên nữ. Thì mỗi lần đi phải mình bấm nó, hoặc là khi nó không làm. Thì con mới thấy vậy, con thấy tội nghiệp. Con mới nói thẳng với họ luôn, con nói quý vị chết rồi, cái nghiệp báo phải vô chỗ này mà nhận cái thân. Đã mất cái thân cũ rồi, bây giờ không đi chỗ khác là nghiệp báo phải vô chỗ thúi tha này mà nhận làm cái thân của mình. Tại sao không đi chỗ khác để mà tu học? Mà mình thấy tội nghiệp chứ không có phải mình ghét hay là mình sợ hãi gì hết. Thì con mới khuyên nó thôi, bây giờ đi chính cái thân tôi rồi nè, tôi còn phải muốn bỏ, tôi đi lên tịnh độ, hết cái kiếp này tôi đi. Mấy ông vô cái cầu này làm cái gì ở đây? Mình rất là thương tình, rất là khuyên như một chỗ người thân của mình vậy. Bằng cả cái từ bi của mình chứ không có đuổi họ đi hay cái gì hết á. Thì bây giờ tôi có một chút xíu pháp lực là tôi đọc cái chú giảng sanh. Tôi hồi hướng với quý vị nè, lấy cái này mà đi đi. Đừng có ngu xuẩn mà cứ ở ôm cái cục tiêu này, làm cái thân của mình làm cái gì? Thì con nói nhiều lần nhưng bây giờ nó hết rồi đó. Không có chửi, không có đánh, không có làm gì hết á. Rồi cô Thông nó thôi làm bên nữ luôn, nó tôi đi ra vô đó kỳ lắm, tôi không có vô trong đó. Không qua bên nữ. Xin hết.
Emitofuo, Master, so this problem about the toilets is also happened the same time as the male side as well. There was 2 toilets and one having a problem about flushing. So then I've heard in the Shurangama Sutra is that once people die, the disease claim the tree or the rock become their body, and somehow they attach to that body exactly just like the toilet itself. So I'm only meddle with the male, I don't meddle with the woman side. So every time I went to the restroom, I saw that they did not flush the toilets, and sometimes they flush automatically. So I bring forth a pity and compassion, sympathetic for them. So I advise them that these people, you have karmic obstruction condition, that is why you were born and attached to this body, taking the toilets, the most dirty one, to become your body. It is not coming from my hatred or I'm scared of them. I'm just give them advice. So even my body, after I die, I also wanted to go to the Pure Land. Why would you want to attach to this dirty and stinky place? So I brought forth of the mind of compassion. I tell them I have a little bit of the Dharma power, so I use rebirth mantra, reciting on your behalf, and I tell these ghosts to leave. I advise them to go in the better place. So for many times, so then gradually they left. So then after Venerable Shintong heard about that story, she asked me to meddle, to do work for the woman's side as well. But I've told her that I, as a male, I feel like it's a little bit strange and weird if I go and do it at the woman's side. That's it.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your commentary. You can do it without having to go to the woman's bathroom. You can do it from where you are right now. Try it. JC.
마스터
Question.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 저는 참 좋은 귀신도 있습니까? 나를 도와주는 귀신.
Master, is there a good ghost who helps me?
Why you want a ghost to help you?
도와주기 바라진 않는데요. 제가 불자가 되고 한 7, 8년쯤 있다가 새벽 예불을 먼 절에 가가 예불을 드리러 가려고 하면 제가 일어날 시간에 꼭 문을 두들기면서 깨워주는 걸 몇 번 느꼈어요. 네, 귀신이 참.
I don't wish ghosts to help me, but 7 or 8 years ago, whenever I need to go to the morning ceremony, somebody knocked my door and then wake me.
And go on. What did you do?
그래. 문을 막 두드리가 번쩍 일어나서 운전해서 갈 시간이 된 거예요. 그래서 일어나가지고 가게 되고 그랬어요.
So they knocked my door, and then I wake up, and I'm able to drive and go to the ceremony.
Wasn't it your daughter?
딸이 아니고 저 혼자 있을 때였어요. 방문을 많이 두들겨줬어요.
No, it was at the time I was alone. The door was knocked many times.
Wow. At what time? So in time for you to go to the morning ceremony? Wow, Korean ghosts are weird. It may not be a ghost. Usually the ghosts are mischievous. Okay? The ghosts usually don't help. Usually the good help, it comes from the spirits. However, some ghosts are beginning to do good. That's why they be turning into a spirit. That's why, yes, it could be a ghost. Yes. So basically, the reason that this being help you is because they're touched by your sincerity.
감사합니다.
Yeah, because they're impressed by your desire to cultivate. That's why when they come and remind you and help you cultivate, they get the benefits from your cultivation too. This is why you people are so short-sighted. When you help others, you're getting the benefits from the good things they're doing. Yes, 4.
I came to you, thank you, Master. I came to you requesting some advice with regards to some noises that I was hearing in the house, in a previous house, and you told me that she was a good, that whatever it was a good ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times I had myself an encounter with it, and Sabina too. We thought it was a child. On those days, we did a lot of meditation in the morning and at night.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed that she was okay, but then we left that house. We sold that property.
You sold it. Uh-huh.
And the new owners experienced a lot of things that were not really nice because she was not being nice to them. Yeah. Just wanted to
Yeah. They usually, a good point. They usually behave when you are a good person. You're doing good things. Again, by not interfering with your good cultivation, they get a share of your practice. The blessings. Okay? So that's why when you aid others in a cultivation, it's extremely helpful, extremely beneficial. You create a lot of merit and virtue. This is why the Master Hsuan disciples, they help Master Hsuan because he's a real true cultivator. So they came and help his cultivation, help his work, okay? And that's one of the best kind of blessings you can generate for yourself. Okay, that's why even after he died, they were told when they make offering in temple, they're still making offering to Master Hsuan, which is not true, okay? So, and why do I know it's not true? Because if it were true, they would have continued. The third generation would have made progress already. You cannot make progress unless you have blessings. So that's why I serious doubt. Of course, I don't have the wisdom. I serious doubt. I just look at the facts. The reason that when you have blessings, good things happen to you. You talk to the ghost, and the ghost listens to you. You know, he says, I'm not going to hurt this person, because if this person has a lot of blessings, and she cultivates, and she improves. I get the blessings too, because I choose not to obstruct her, you see? So it goes to you. So that's why when you have the blessings, good things happen to you. So these people, after Master YongHua died, they made a lot of offerings. They continued to pour money into it. And I don't see anything happening. Maybe by the time I die, it might change. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. We have a YouTube question from Sophia Gu. I'm sure it's bringing us back to Great Master YongHua's story about Great Venerable Worthy Mahayana, and how he crossed his parents to leave the home life. From Sophia Gu. Master, this has been bothering me for a while now, but is it really okay to leave the home life without the parents' permission? I quite often hear conflicting stories about this. Thank you, Master.
It's a sore point with me too. Everything I read from the scriptures, they all say that you have to get their permission. But none of my level people got their permission. Actually, they have to sneak out. They snuck out. I'm very ashamed of this. Very rarely do we have permission. I'm the one who got permission because my parents are too happy to get rid of me. It's different. But most of my good disciples, the parents are dead set against it, and so forth. So I don't know how to answer you. Maybe half and half. It varies. Okay. For example, Master YongHua did a lot of things that were not condoned by the Vinaya. For example, one of the most glaring thing is that he allowed people who's over 60 years old to lead the home life. It's a big problem. Okay, he allowed quite a few of them to lead the home life. And the Vinaya says after you are 60 years old, you cannot receive the full precept substance anymore. That's why you cannot become a bhikshu. You can become a novice, but you cannot become a bhikshu. Master YongHua, what did he do? He allowed them to become bhikshus and bhikshunis. And I saw them certified to first stage Rahat, second stage Rahat, and so forth. So look at that, there's some exceptions. So I imitated him. I allowed the old monk there, the one who's sitting in DTT, who just crossed over a ghost, to lead a home life when he was way beyond 60. He was very, very old then. And it seems to help. So the short answer to Sophia Gu is it depends who you are. Depends who you are. Depends on who your master is. That's my answer. For example, if you don't know, if you don't have the wisdom of Master YongHua, I just got lucky, that's all. Then then you should stick with the rules and regulations. For us, we got very lucky quite often. And again, the majority of my disciples, their parents were dead set against it. And they wouldn't set foot in my temples for years to punish me. You know, so it varies. It's no fixed rules. I personally don't have any problems with it. I only look at how sincere you are. And if living a home life is beneficial for you, become fully ordained, is beneficial for you, why would I let your parents or your family who don't know anything about it, okay, who probably meant you harm anyway, I would not, I would ignore them. I'm flexible. Okay, so I cannot speak for others. In my case, I don't see it as a problem at all. Actually, those people who many of my disciples shave their heads against the family wishes and so forth, a good percentage of them, over 50% of them, eventually help the family. The family is much better off. Because inherently, the Buddha says, if you receive the full precepts and you cultivate, then 7 generations of your ancestors will have the blessings to be born to the heavens. So they're doing good. Against their parents' objections, and my thinking is that who are they to stop? How dare they stop the blessings to flow towards their parents and their parents' parents and their parents' parents' parents and so forth? How short-sighted! So that's why I have no problems. Okay, from the results and from what I observed. Okay. Question from JMT.
안녕하세요, 마스터. 마스터 지를 보고 느낀 것이 귀신은 덕이 있는 사람을 두려워하는 것 같습니다. 제가 짐작하는 것이 맞을까요? 그래 따라서 덕을 수행하는 것이 사람들을 보호하는 것과 관련이 있을까요? 감사합니다.
Wow, 3 sentences. Isn't it funny? And this girl here, we have to teach her and she listens. But the problem with her is that no Sunim dares teach her. Go ahead.
I felt one thing from Master Ji. It seems that a ghost is afraid of the person who has a virtue. So practicing virtue, is it related with protecting people?
Practicing virtue, is it related to what?
Protect people.
Protect people.
Protect.
Excuse me. Okay. Is it related to protecting people? No. For most of us, becoming bhikshu because we want to stop suffering. The first thing that what intrigues people when they became a monk or nun is that they cultivate, is that they realize the suffering and they realize that cultivation reduces the suffering or eliminates the sufferings. And that's why they like to do it. And that's all they have to do. All they have to do when become bhikkhu and bhikshu, whatever you want to call it, is that you're supposed to become a 4th-stage arhat. You end your own suffering. That's our system. That's a system that the Buddha originally established. we took a step further because I learned from my master that we go beyond that. We said, yes, first step is you learn to end your suffering, and once you ended your suffering, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? So we go further. For the people who have the potential, they go further. And eventually they taught how to end other sufferings instead of just stopping at their own sufferings. They should not stop until they can end others' sufferings. So that's our approach. All right, I'm afraid that I cannot allow for more questions because time is up. We've been crossing our legs for 2 hours now, and my legs are hurting. Okay, we stop here, and next week we come back here and we continue discussing the rest of the slides because we got up to like 120 more slides to go, something like that. So this is not the end yet of this story. Okay, so we'll continue next week on the story. Tomorrow night is the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. Okay, so hope you come too or sign in too. Let's see if it's they sign in because of Masaguna Bhadra or something else. Okay, good night everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.